Hello, I'm Sean. I'm from Quitman, and I go to Rosebud, Arkansas Church of Christ. What good is it to be angry? I ponder this all the time with things, and God said to Jonah, does it do you well to be angry and to hold on to that? So I see, how did Jonah deal with that anger, and how can I do the opposite, because it is not how you should do that. So let's see how he acted irrational. He was a hypocrite, and he was miserable, and that was his own choosing. He acted irrational because he went the opposite way. It would have been much easier for him to go do that, but he had such hate and anger in his heart, and he didn't want to do anything with ministry with his enemies, that he left. And he was a hypocrite because even the ship's sailors, as soon as they realized the one true God, they repented and were begging for forgiveness and mercy, and God gave them it. And he was miserable because he was constantly choosing to go away. And I was miserable at the beginning of the week because I felt like Jonah in the way that I didn't want to be here at Caruso at all. I just tested it, and then I realized that I was choosing to be angry after a point, and it wasn't just that natural feeling. I was holding on to that, and that was what Joseph was doing. And I was like, I shouldn't do that. Why am I angry about trying to preach the word of God? And I feel like he is the same. Now I understand being angry about the Assyrians because they would flay their enemies, which is just like taking the scales off of a fish, except you're still alive. I understand that, but having anger and you have to deal with it and do it anyway to the call of God. I've struggled with that myself. What Jonah should have done is run to God instead of away from God, and preach the Assyrians as soon as he was told to. He should have prayed for his enemies, except pray for their downfall, and he should have freely given grace as God gives us grace. He should have freely give grace just as he gives us grace. And I will rephrase that. Does it do us well to be angry? No, because he's constantly with that. We don't want to be miserable, irrational, or be hypocritical or run from God. So let's work on that together. And so let's run to God, pray for our enemies, give grace. If you're having a hard time with anger, let us help you and pray as we sing.